Hello, Joel Callow here from ForeUK, back with another video. So, one of the most common questions I get is, what happens to all the electricity my system produces that I don't use? And the answer is SEG, the Smart Export Guarantee. It's the scheme that allows you to actually get paid for exporting your excess energy back to the grid. And in this video, I'll walk you through how it works, what you need to apply, and how much you could realistically earn from it. So let's start with the basics, what SEG actually is. So SEG stands for Smart Export Guarantee. It's a government-backed scheme that pays you for every unit of electricity you export. Right now, suppliers are paying between 15 and 17 pence per kilowatt hour. A few years ago, this was as low as 5p a kilowatt hour. So you can see how much things have improved in the last few years. I don't think we'll see it triple again anytime soon, but it's already made export payments a hell of a lot more rewarding. The big advantage is in the summer when your panels are going to be generating far more than you use. Instead of wasting that energy, it's sent back into the grid and you get paid for it. So, how do you actually get set up for SEG and what kind of documents do you need? Let's take a look at it. To apply for the SEG, you need a few key documents. First, and the first main thing will be your MCS certificate, which we issue with every installation. Second, you'll need your DNO connection approval or connection agreement, which your installer will be able to provide you with. Third, you'll need your export MPAN, which can only be raised after your installation. And yeah, your solar installer should also handle this as well. I know we do it completely in-house for you. Some suppliers may also ask for proof the system has been paid for in full, which you'll be able to just provide them a paid in full invoice. Hopefully you paid for your system in full. Once you have those documents, applying is really simple. With most of them, they've now just created an online form, and then if they need any more documents from you, they'll be able to reach out to you. All right, now let's see what SEG actually looks like for you with some real world numbers. So what we're going to look at is an example system and then also how batteries kind of impact the SEG payments. So what we're going to look at is a 16 panel system generating around 6,500 kilowatt hours per year. And yeah, one of the big differences for the SEG payments is whether you have a battery or not. Without a battery, you're typically looking at exporting between 50 to 70% of the energy produced. For this example, where we're generating 6,500 kilowatt hours, that could sit us anywhere between 3,200 to 4,500 kilowatt hours being sold back to the grid. And at today's SEG rates of 15 to 17p, that works out that you'll be earning between £500 to £800 per year purely from the export income. Alongside that, you will also have the income of the bill displacement, which is where you are using the solar energy directly as it's generated instead of importing from the grid. Now, if we look at that with a battery instead, we'll see the export figure drop between 20 to 50%. There's quite a lot of variables that go into it, hence quite a large range there. But the reason you're going to be exporting less is because you're going to be able to store excess energy that's generated in the battery, which can then be used over the evening, overnight, or even in cloudy periods. So with our example that we're looking at, where the system generates the 6,500 kilowatt hours annually, that would sit us between 1,300 to 3,200 kilowatt hours going back to the grid, which when we translate that into the export payments you'll be getting, that could be anywhere between £200 to £500, which you can see still a decent addition to your income, especially when you start stacking that up over 20 years, 20, 30 years, even further than that. So yes, SEG payments are usually higher without a battery, but with a battery, your overall savings are larger because you combine bill displacement with battery arbitrage, and then your export payments on top of that. That means you're buying far less from the grid, which more than makes up for the lower SEG payments you'll be receiving. But to recap, SEG is the Smart Export Guarantee. It's the scheme that allows you to be paid for every unit of electricity your system exports. Right now, suppliers are offering around 15 to 17p per kilowatt hour going back to the grid. On our example system, that means anywhere from £200 to £800 per year in SEG payments, depending on whether you go with batteries, whether you go without batteries. The more you export, the more you earn in your SEG income. With a battery, you're going to be exporting less, but your overall savings are going to be bigger because you're covering more of your own usage and using battery arbitrage to displace expensive grid electricity. And here's a little fun fact for you. When you add together bill displacement, SEG/export payments, and battery arbitrage, many of our customers actually end up covering more than 100% of their annual electricity bill. SEG isn't that complicated. It's a straightforward way of getting paid for your excess electricity that your system produces and that you're not going to be using. If you'd like us to design a system for your home and show you exactly how SEG income, bill savings, and battery arbitrage all work together in your forecast, feel free to book a discovery call in the link below, in the description below. And yeah, feel free to check out some of our other videos. We dive into stuff like SEG Energy and ACO, our process, and yeah, how solar pays back as a whole instead of just looking at the export income aspect. Yeah, if you like the video, drop a comment, drop a like, much appreciated. Thank you.